Cynthia Simmons, who are right over here if you want to visit with them, because they were the architects of this site. This is a site that is customer service friendly. It actually is equipped with our fire department, our paramedics who care about people, have that hospitality there with them. But even more importantly, it increases the capacity here where our doctors and nurses can then be tending to so many of our citizens that have other health needs. And they have done an incredible job, because from the time they enter into the parking lot to the time they enter our esports stadium here in Arlington that we have dedicated to this, they are being taken care of. They are helped there to get into the facility. We have our wheelchairs and so forth there equipped, especially with this 1B category that we're treating right now. In addition to that, we help fill out the forms that they have, but then even more importantly, very much care to get the shots that are there to take care of that. But then, in moving on to here with it, it's so important that we do work together. And of course, the challenge here of getting the vaccines, but here our challenge here locally is to make sure that when the state sends those to us, that we immediately get those shots in the arms, because there's nothing more inspiring to see our citizens get vaccinated in there and the appreciation that they have. And again, so grateful there to our first responders who are doing an incredible job, especially here with our Arlington Fire Department. And now as we move forward, let us practice that generosity, that kindness here, and also patience and perseverance as we move through this. And let us spread the word to, yes, wear your mask. We need to get out of this, but also spread the word that we need to be vaccinated. And the testimonies of the people that have just gone through this is phenomenal. It is an easy process, but it can save lives, which is so important now. And here in Arlington, once again, we want to volunteer to help anyone, cities, counties, whatever, that would like to see the process that we have. Chief Crowson and Dr. Simmons are available here to share that, and we've had many already come through and tour the facility here, and we want to make ourselves available here to help whoever may need it. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Barkley. Appreciate Texas Health as we move forward to work together to vaccinate Texas. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now for some very important additional information, we have County Judge Glenn Whitley.
Thank you, Governor. I want to just reiterate what has been said before. This has been a real collaboration of folks from the very beginning. Early on, our Public Health Department, City of Arlington, divided up the county. East side was taken by Arlington, west side by Public Health, and that was for our first responders. And then very early on, our governor recognized that we really needed to expand that to 1B, and when he did that, that just kind of significantly increased the volume that we were going to be having. And we knew immediately that our Resource Connection location was not going to be able to handle that by itself. And Arlington, just as they always have, stepped up, and that's what you see here today. They've got the capabilities of 2,000 plus folks on a daily basis, and they've done that. You heard the governor say that we want to get the vaccinations in the arms, and that's what we're doing. But what you also heard the governor say was he wanted Texans vaccinated. And that wasn't just Tarrant County Texans. That was Texans all over the state. And so Chief Kidd and I were talking, and he said, I want you to reach out. Will you help us get to the rest of Texas? And so last Friday, I talked with 10 county judges around Tarrant County, starting from Ellis, going out to Erath, Montague, and all the way up to Cook County. And we're registering them starting this weekend. We are registering them in the Tarrant County database, and they will be called in. Initially, they'll be called in here and given appointments to come and receive their vaccination. Eventually, we hope that we'll be able to take something out to them. And this was something that, you know, the state was very appreciative of, but at the same time, it's the right thing to do. And they just said, we've got to get all of Texas, not just the big urban counties, done. And that's what we're doing now. We're getting the shots and we're getting them in the arms, just as the governor said he wants them, you know, Our goal is at the end of a week, we have no vaccines left. And that's more than just the hubs. You're going to hear in just a moment, THR, it is a public-private partnership. They're going to help with this process. We've got pharmacies, we've got clinics, JPS has got clinics. We've got every place we can. We want to get the vaccinations out and into people's arms. We're doing that because we've had such great cooperation with the state Department of Health Services, TDM. As was mentioned earlier, they're doing our tests. They've completely taken over and helping with that. So we can't thank the state enough. Governor, we appreciate everything your folks are doing to help us out here.
Thank you, Judge. And now to provide, again, more detail, we have the CEO of the Texas Health Resources, Barclay Burdan.
Thank you, Governor Abbott. I, too, want to add my thanks to you and your staff. Dr. Hellerstedt, you've provided great leadership as we've gone through these trying times. I also want to extend my thanks to County Judge Glenn Whitley, who's been a great partner for us as we've explored how we can respond to these challenges together. And in particular today to Mayor Jeff Williams, the City of Arlington, and particularly the Fire Department in Arlington, who have really stepped up to serve the community here in the eastern part of Tarrant County. Texas Health Resources is the largest health system in North Texas in terms of patients seen, and our corporate headquarters is right across the street from this facility, across I-30. We're invested in the community. North Texas is the community we serve. And as we began to receive our allocations and focusing on the folks in 1A, we were able over the last 2.5 weeks to put about 20,000 doses in arms. And we have now begun to pivot to the 1B population at the direction of the state. And over the weekend, working with our friends from Tarrant Public Health, we designed a set of processes. We'll open up tomorrow 4 clinics around North Texas, around Tarrant County, 1 in the center of the county and 1 in each quadrant. And we are taking a download of about 7,000 patients, I think, who have registered on the Tarrant County website this week. We'll be reaching out to them and helping Tarrant County work down the list of people that are waiting on their website. So we're really delighted to really set the stage for this public-private partnership as we move forward. We'll begin to see how our plans are playing out this week, and assuming that everything runs smoothly, we'll begin looking at other ways that Texas Health Resources can extend out into the neighborhoods and other communities to serve the population of North Texas.
Thank you, Barclay. And now for some additional information, we have the Tarrant County Health Director, Vinny Teneja.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, everybody. And I just wanted to add the comments that, as you can see, there's no shortage of leadership in the county and in our state, but the effort involves collaboration. And that is what is alive and on display here in Arlington. Our partners in the city of Arlington have done a great job in standing up this mega location. Capacity is 2,000 a day easy. If the push comes to shove, I think we can do a lot more here. But similar sites are being stood up across Tarrant County. You'll see another collaborative effort going into display tomorrow. We have a location standing up in Northeast Tarrant County. 14 partner cities and their fire departments are involved, and it's going to be at the Hearst Convention Center. Of course, everything's by appointment only. We don't want a mad crush of people coming to the site, but certainly we want it done in an orderly way. And more you'll see that we're starting to engage our partners in getting this task done. It is unprecedented to get every Texan vaccinated. As you heard from THR CEO, they've been a tremendous partner. We've already shared with them almost 7,000 people off our list so that we can start getting them vaccinated quicker instead of having to just wait in line on a list. So more and more partners will come on board. We're hoping that our centralized registry at www.tarrantcounty.com/COVID-shot, it becomes the central point of entry. You register there, and then we work with multiple partners to get you vaccinated as quickly as vaccine is available. So that's all I have. And again, thank you all for being here.
Thank you. We'll be happy to take a few questions.
Governor, a lot of the frustration around vaccines, the fact that there are these maps of showing providers vaccines who providers who are saying don't reach out to us. Why has there been kind of a breakdown in communication or information there? And why haven't we heard from you or Dr. Hellerstedt for several weeks now?
Well, there actually has been an improvement of communication and explanation about exactly what's going on. Remember, again, this is something we've only been doing for 3.5 weeks. And what we were able to quickly learn over the course of the first 10 days is we needed to find a way to accelerate the process of providing those vaccines. And once that was done, a more effective communication system was set up. Vinny Tehai, as well as others have pointed out already. One thing that I learned today and have seen across the state, there are extremely effective communication platforms utilized by all of these large mass distribution hubs through the lines of setting up the format where people are able to sign up in advance and be able to access that. And then once again, in addition to that, there's extremely effective communication between the State Department of Health Services as well as the hundreds of other providers across the state of Texas. So we have multiple lines of communication that are breaking down any communication barrier, and that's exactly what we're trying to achieve today, and that is to provide everyone with very specific facts about where we are and exactly where we are going.
Governor, I want to ask you about two-part question. Given what happened at the U.S. Capitol last week, have you ordered that security be increased at the Texas Capitol for tomorrow, including the National Guard? And with regards to budget, the comptroller announced today the revenue estimate. Have you been updated about that? What's your thoughts?
Well, first, with regard to security of the Capitol, listen, that's something that the Texas Department of Public Safety always remains on top of, and they will continue to remain on top of that. With regard to the budget, one thing that we all know, and that is 2020 has been a challenging year. We have been, we as in myself, the Lieutenant Governor, the Speaker, the person who is likely to become the next Speaker, as well as leaders of both Senate Finance and House Appropriations. This is something we've been working on going back to the summertime to make sure that we're prepared to deal with as we go into this session, as we look to the funds that are available to us to make sure that we will be able to continue to fund the current budget cycle that we are in that ends at the end of August. But as you look forward, what you will see is that as we continue to accelerate the process of the vaccines, as we continue to slow hospitalizations and reduce fatalities, you're going to see the Texas economy engage very swiftly. Here's an easy example, and that is the price of the barrel of oil has doubled over the past few months. And that's something that not only is providing greater revenue for the state of Texas, but is also adding more jobs. That's just one example of a long list of examples of showing that when we get to the next budget cycle year that begins September 1 of this year, it means that we should be well positioned as we have in the past with a very robust economy. Some people are predicting an even faster growing economy in 2021 and 2022 than what we've seen in a long, long time. And so I think that we have tools and strategies to deal with budgetary challenges as a result of 2020, but for the next 2-year cycle, we should be looking to be in great shape.
Mr. Governor, obviously there is a well-concerted effort to, a coordinated effort in the urban counties, Tarrant County, Dallas County, in administering the vaccines. What about in some of the more rural counties who may not have as many resources as the urban counties? How is the state going to be helping those more rural counties?
In multiple ways. First, you heard County Judge Glenn Whitley explain a strategy that is extremely effective. The county judge for Tarrant County is not just working to provide vaccinations for people in Tarrant County. He's working with the Texas Division of Emergency Management and the State Department of Health Services to work, is it 12 counties?
10 counties right now.
10 counties in the surrounding area, pretty much all of which would be considered to be rural counties, to make sure that they will be benefiting from the strategies they have and make sure that they will be vaccinated. Separate from that, remember what I said earlier, and that is in addition to these large hubs that we have now set up, this week alone, there will be providers in 104 counties across the state of Texas most of which will be in the mid to small/rural style counties that will be making sure that they will have vaccinations available for the people in their counties. And then on top of that, in counties that don't fall into those 104, many of those counties still have vaccines available to them to continue to provide to their residents. And importantly, like I said, residents in all 254 counties have received vaccines, and they will continue to receive those vaccines.
Is there confusion? Can anyone sign up for one of these big hubs with, outside of Collin County? Can they sign up for Tarrant County?
So I have an answer to that. However, I think it would be better for me to turn it over to the people who are running this, and if I don't feel like they've covered it, I'll be happy to chime in.
What I would say is at this point in time, we've had people from Dallas, Denton, Tarrant, or Collin County who have registered and who have come here and got shots. Specifically right now, we are targeting those smaller counties. Dallas County is open to spot today. Denton County is starting off with a mobile site, I believe, tomorrow. Not sure exactly what Collin County has done, but again, what I've done is to try to reach out to those smaller counties that, just as the governor has said, are a little bit more challenged as far as being able to set up a site. We'll get the vaccine out to them, or we'll invite them here in the beginning, and then eventually we hope we'll be able to go out to them and actually administer the vaccines within their area.
So let me just tell you this fact, and that is a Texan is not limited to getting a vaccine only in the county in which they live. A Texan is capable and able to receive a vaccine in any county in the state of Texas. We do want to make it as convenient as possible for all Texans by making vaccines available as close as possible to where they live, which is why we have achieved vaccinations in all 254 counties. That said, if someone wants to come to Tarrant County or to Dallas County or some other county to get a vaccine, they are able to do so.
We know they'd much rather come to Tarrant County, Governor.
To President Trump's suspension from Twitter, and do you believe that he has recently incited any violence?
So look, first, with regard to the violence always obviously is unacceptable. But the people responsible for the violence are the people who did it, and they're the ones who should be punished for it. With regard to what is happening on social media, listen, typically any company has the right to make whatever decisions they wanted to with regard to who may use their product. However, what we have in some social media companies is different because they have been given a unique grant of civil liability immunity to maintain an open platform. And it seems like they are no longer complying with the open platform that allows them to receive the civil liability immunity. They cannot have it both ways. They cannot cancel conservative speech while still receiving that immunity. They're going to have to pick or choose which pathway they go down.
Governor, President Trump resigned. What do you think?
He's in office, what, another week? Listen, all the political machinations in Washington, D.C. About the last few days of his presidency are nothing more than political machinations. What Americans want to see out of the United States Congress, they want to see action. They want to see the United States Congress step it up and doing everything they can to provide more vaccines and make them available for people in Texas. We don't need them to do political infighting. They should be working every minute of every day, coming up with strategies that will create more vaccines for Texans and for Americans.
All right, thank you.
All right, so that was the update there from Governor Greg Abbott in Texas at the end, talking about Twitter as well as the riots that happened last week in the Capitol. Let's now take you out to Tampa right now, where a little bit later here on News Now from Fox in the afternoon, we will have a live update here on the court appearance that is being known as the lectern guy on social media. The suspect in the U.S. Capitol riot making a federal court appearance in Tampa today. We're talking about Adam Johnson right here, and this is the latest that we are learning today on Adam, who is 36 years old, making his first federal court appearance. Federal officials said Johnson was caught on camera holding House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's lectern. They said after Getty Images shared a now viral photo of Johnson, social media played a role in identifying him leading up to his arrest on Friday night. At first, he was mistakenly identified by some social media users as via Getty based on a misinterpretation of the photo caption, but a former parishioner from his church told Fox 13 that she immediately knew who he was there. So we will get a live report here from all of the happenings that took place in federal court. That's a little bit later here on News Now from Fox. You'll have that right here. News Now from Fox. All right, let's take a quick 2-minute break for some of you. When we come back, we'll take you out to and keep you in Tampa, where a sheriff's office is talking about a major bust in child trafficking.
And the supervisors and management, thank you. I know this was a tough operation. It always is, working through the holidays, working in the cooler weather, and working under the conditions that you guys work under, especially with the COVID outbreak, and still being as tenacious as you are. Let me just give you a tremendous thank you on behalf of all of us. Well, thank you for being here. January is National Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and today, January 11th, is National Human Trafficking Awareness Day. It only seems fitting that we announce the end of an extensive, month-long operation focusing on finding individuals who seek to buy another person for sex. Operation Interception is one of many proactive approaches we have taken over the last 2 years in preparation of Super Bowl 55. With less than a month away from the big game, our covert operations continue and will continue, seeking those who choose to sexually exploit others here in our community. The name of this operation just isn't a catchy football moniker. Our goal, as the operation name explains, is to intercept those involved in sexual exploitation before they're able to take advantage of the vulnerable individuals in our community, and ultimately, hopefully, deter others. Like any major sporting event, the Super Bowl should not be a venue where these types of crimes occur on the sidelines, whether it's before the game, during the game, or after the game. To make that message clear, during Operation Interception, our undercover detectives posted online ads offering to meet up, making themselves available for the purchase of sex. And our female detectives posed as prostitutes on the streets. This combined approach attracted the 71 Johns, or sex buyers, you see pictured beside me. And they come from a variety of backgrounds. Among them are active duty military, a banker, Christian school teacher, firefighter, construction workers, and local business owners. Two of our suspects, Daryl Robinson and John Tu, are already registered sex predators. All of these men have one thing in common. They did not care if the women they were going to have sex with were being exploited or forced to sell their bodies against their will. The reality is, no one willingly chooses to enter the world of sexual exploitation. In fact, we have found that in many cases, these individuals suffer from some type of victimization of rape or suffer from some type of substance abuse, which is why targeting the demand and freeing these vulnerable individuals from this despicable underworld is vital to eradicating human trafficking in our community. We are just a few weeks away from Super Bowl 55, and the massive majority of visitors who plan to visit our county will be here to simply enjoy the game. However, we know from past experiences with major sporting events, there will be some who travel for the exclusive purpose of taking advantage of women and children. I want to make it very clear. If you are planning on engaging in the sexual exploitation of others, I'm urging you to think twice. We will find you. We will arrest you. Now I'll take any questions anyone may have in regards to our operation.
That's a lot of people. How mad does this make you that this is still going on?
It's extremely concerning. I will tell you that our detectives, when they post these online ads in the social media avenues that that this type of activity occurs, they've talked to hundreds of people. These are the 71 individuals who showed up, but they've made contact, had telephone contact with hundreds of individuals. So when you talk about the concern of the 71 individuals that showed up and were placed under arrest, I'm extremely concerned and extremely bothered by the fact that the demand is still so great here in Tampa.
You know, with the Super Bowl coming up, can you explain again, why that seems to drive up demand for these sort of things?
Yeah, sometimes it's just the sheer volume of people visiting here. And again, then you have some people, the sole purpose of coming here is to traffic women and children. Some will bring their own women and children. Some will come here seeking to victimize our community. And that's just for the sheer volume of numbers. And again, it all goes back. When you talk about eradicating human trafficking, it all comes back to the demand. And that's why all of our operations have been focused on eradicating the demand, removing the demand. And again, this is just one small piece of what we're doing right now is the enforcement part. That's our job. But we've also made an extremely concerted effort in the prevention side, prevention through education, teaching our county employees on the identifying symptoms of someone suffering or someone that's engaged or someone is being trafficked. Whether it's the hospitality industry, the rideshare industry, our county employees, we've educated our own workforce here. Been doing a ton to make sure that we're educating airport employees, everything, again, to make sure we're diminishing the demand as we prepare for the game. But let me just make one thing again abundantly clear. This operation's been a 2-year operation. Until we eradicate human trafficking here in Tampa, Florida, we're not going to stop. Take a look at the men and women behind you. They're not going to stop. We're going to keep going. And I love the fact when they sit and they communicate back to me that it's becoming harder and harder. They don't want to meet in Hillsborough County because they know that the heat's been on. Well, that's why I love the media. Thank you for putting this out because we're not going to stop. The game's going to come. The game's going to leave. Our human trafficking efforts are still going to continue.
How does this help the human trafficked people, the women, the children, even some of the men, when you're arresting the Johns and they're really not involved yet?
Yeah, because if we eradicate the demand, there won't be a demand. It won't be so profitable. And that's a great question. This has become extremely profitable. You know, we generally we see movies, what we think is human trafficking, but it's stepfathers, it's boyfriends, it's gang members now are starting to realize how profitable trafficking individuals are. And that's why we're trying to target the demand. If we reduce the demand and it's not so profitable, they'll go on to something else and we can continue doing what we're doing. And that's the best part. And these 71 individuals, some of them have been arrested before, 2 of them sexual offenders. That's great news. But the better news is over the last 2 years, we've been able to rescue 8 victims who've turned their life around, who we work with our non-governmental agencies and gotten them help, gotten them substance abuse help, gotten them back on their feet, got them gainful employment. They're the true heroes here.
One last thing. In this era of COVID, how much harder is it to do these sort of investigations, these undercover things? With just the days that are COVID around?
Well, the sad part is it hasn't reduced the demand. The demand is still there, and we've been monitoring that closely to say, hey, listen, during COVID, is everyone concerned? Will everyone be more safe? Not the case. The demand hasn't diminished at all. The risk to our employees is extremely high. And that's why I started today by, again, just thanking them once again by putting themselves out there to make sure these types of investigations happen and to make sure that we're eradicating human trafficking in Tampa. That could be a lot of different things. I mean, I always go back to the reason I came here, and probably most of you, the weather. You know, the weather, a lot of financial implications. There's a lot of different reasons. But I think it's not just Tampa. It's the state of Florida. I think it's the warmer climates. I think it's harder to operate in under a lot of these conditions. When you're cold, you're not out walking around. So I think a lot of that diminishes some of this activity. So I think it's the warm weather, you know, haphazardly just joking. But I think a lot of it's the weather. They can operate easier out in the warmer climates.
Any other questions?
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Have a great day.
All right, that was the update there in Florida. We're taking a live look right now at the White House. We're getting some more details on just how this week looks like it's going to be going. U.S. House Democrats will be voting on the 25th Amendment tomorrow night. And then the House will return on Wednesday at 9 a.m. to consider the one article of impeachment that they are putting together there in wake of the siege there. This will be the second time that President Trump will be impeached there. They're trying to get him out any way that they can right here. 25th Amendment, that's calling on Vice President and the rest of the cabinet to come together to get him to resign or leave office there. Or if that does not work, then they are going to bring this article of impeachment to the House floor for a vote there. So we will see how it all unfolds here. We're going to take another quick 2-minute break here for you on News Now from Fox. And we appreciate everyone that continues to watch with us here. This is what we do on News Now from Fox. When there's breaking news, we just break right in there and let you know what's happening. We take live events, live news conferences as they are happening in real time to really just make it seem like if you are part of the news conference as well. We try to show everything from beginning to end in its entirety. And what we'll do now is go back out to that Chicago update, because today was the first day that schools back in session for Chicago public schools in classroom learning amid this COVID-19 pandemic.
If we want our children to receive everything that they rely upon from schools, from lessons to social services, meals, and in some cases, physical, speech, and occupational therapy, and much more, we have to give them access to a safe and nurturing environment in which to thrive. And the reality is that not every student has access to those kinds of resources in a remote, at-home environment. So it's up to us as elected leaders and public servants, as principals, educators, to step up, come together, and create those safe environments for students and their families. There's a lot that's been said over these last few weeks, and there's a lot that's being said today and every day about what's happening at CPS. And what that says to me is our public education system is key to our success as a city. And what I mean by that is providing the educational opportunities for our students and our young people is core to who we must be as a city. We can't get any of the other things done that are necessary, whether it's economic development, whether it's addressing the violence in our neighborhoods, the mental health and the trauma, if we don't have a strong and vibrant, healthy public school system. It is core. It is the ecosystem. It is the skeleton on which we build everything else. CPS is absolutely essential to who we are. Strengthening CPS in every way, in collaboration with the entire school community, is what we must be about. Why? Because our children depend upon it. As adults, as leaders, we must put our kids front and center first in everything that we do. And that is what has to be the only thing on the table as we are discussing important issues about today, but importantly, about the future. I want to thank the Principal Dixon and really all the principals and assistant principals across our system who have been doing yeoman's work, not just leading up to this moment, but all year round. They have been here in these buildings, making sure that our kids are getting fed, that our people who are here in the buildings are safe and healthy. Let's not forget that and them. Let me also again thank the staff who have been in these buildings all year round, particularly the cafeteria workers, the janitors, the security. They haven't been anywhere. They've been here in these schools all year round, making sure that our kids have a lifeline to the schools and a connection. I also want to thank the teachers that are working today, whether remote or in person, who are going and have been going above and beyond to make sure that our kids feel a sense of love and connection and support. Thank you for everything, teachers, that you have done every single day as well. We need you. We need you to continue our journey, our necessity, our obligation and responsibility to make sure that our kids get a safe and nurturing academic environment and that they are learning and growing as young people, as human beings. That's our obligation, and you are at the center of that necessary work. And let me thank every stakeholder in our school community who's been willing to come to the table to create sustainable and substantive solutions that work for all of our students. Again, the only issue on the table has to be what's in the best interest of our young people, our students. Because if we have that front and center, if we focus on that, all the rest will follow. Because building that safe and nurturing environment for them means creating a safe and nurturing environment for the entire school community. Thank you again, Dr. Jackson, Chief McDade, and the entire CPS executive team who have been working tirelessly over many weeks, the network chiefs. This doesn't happen without a lot of people making tremendous sacrifices, and we all owe you a debt of gratitude. I'm excited about today. As I said, I'm very nostalgic seeing these youngest kids. It reminds me so much of tender moments that I've experienced myself with my daughter and her young friends when they were very young in pre-K and elementary school. This is what we have to keep front and center. This is what we must be about. So thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And I'd love to welcome Dr. Jackson to the podium to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. I wore the wrong earrings today with this mask. Good morning, everyone. First, I want to thank Mayor Lightfoot for her comments today and her leadership throughout this process. I would also like to echo her thoughts and sentiments to Mary Dixon, the principal here, and her entire administrative staff, as well as the network staff that have been working extremely hard in order to make this a possibility. They exemplify the professionalism and commitment that is, embodied in all of our schools across the city. So I want to thank them for showing up here today and also for their excitement. Like the mayor, I came in with a lot of excitement and anticipation, but really happy to see our students, our youngest students, some of our most vulnerable students here today learning, because they deserve a quality education. And I was even more excited to see the professionalism and commitment amongst our teachers that showed up here today. It's been 10 months since our students have been in school, and I know everyone signed up to do this work for the same exact reason, and that is to provide our kids with the quality education they deserve. I want to also thank the teachers that are working from home, as Mayor Lightfoot mentioned in her comments. They too are providing a quality education for our students. And despite all of the work that we've done over the past 10 months, we know that remote learning is not an option for all of our students. There are many students and families, 77,000 in fact, that have chosen an in-person option, and I'm excited about the possibility to offer that at this time. It is our mission in Chicago Public Schools to bring all of our students back over the course of the next few months in order to be reintegrated in the classroom with their teachers and their peers. In order to do this, CPS has been preparing since last summer. We've talked about our reopening plan at length, but I really want to remind people of all the preparation that has taken place in order to ensure the health and safety of our students and staff. We purchased air purifiers, face coverings, an abundant amount of cleaning and disinfecting supplies. We've also made significant building improvements throughout the city to ensure that all of our schools have the proper ventilation necessary. We've also studied schools across the country and right here in the city that have reopened, and all of the learnings from that research went into the reopening plan that we are executing today. We've gone above and beyond the requirements from CDC and CDPH in order to ensure that our students and staff are safe, and we are not done. In addition to the strict health protocols that we have now put in place, Chicago Public Schools is now implementing a voluntary COVID-19 surveillance testing program for school-based staff. This program launched last week and will help the district monitor the prevalence of COVID-19 among asymptomatic staff in our schools. Employees who participate in the program will be tested monthly at their schools. We will be administering rapid tests, and those findings will be available in as little as 15 minutes. Any staff member with a presumptive positive will be offered a PCR COVID-19 test at the school the same day. Rapid test results, as well as PCR results, will be quickly communicated to families and staff in the schools. Beginning today, later today, you will be able to follow and track that data on our website, cps.edu/reopening. Please note that testing is voluntary, but we strongly encourage all school-based employees to participate. While over 20% of school-based employees chose not to participate in our surveillance testing program last week, we want to continue to encourage them to do so. This is, in fact, one of the things that we agreed upon with the teachers union that needed to be in place in order to have a successful reopening to school. This is just one more step in our plan to ensure that our staff and students remain healthy and safe in our schools. Again, I want to thank the staff that returned to school today. This is incredibly important work. Thousands of students came to school today expecting to see their teachers, and we know that tens of thousands of more will be returning in the next few weeks. I know that there are some parents who are still taking a wait-and-see approach, and I want to assure you that we've done everything within our power to make sure that these schools are safe and that your children will be welcomed back by exceptionally talented staff here in CPS. We are doing this for our Black and Latinx students whose attendance and grades have suffered greatly because of the struggles with remote learning. We're doing this for our youngest learners who need the physical presence of an adult in order to thrive in a classroom setting, whether that's in person or learning at home. And we're doing this for many of our parents who are themselves essential workers whose bravery throughout this pandemic we have been championing. Now it's time to provide them with an option for in-person instruction for their kids. Most importantly, we're reopening our schools because we believe it is safe to do so. We know that parents still have questions and concerns. We encourage you to reach out directly to your schools. You're going to get the best information from the principals and the teachers at your local schools. But should families have questions or concerns, I want to remind folks of the CPS hotline, which is 773-553-KIDS, KIDS, or you can use our email address, which is familyservices@cps.edu. Again, I want to thank everyone who has played a role in making today possible. We should truly be excited about what we have accomplished today, and I am looking forward to a successful rest of the school year. At this time, I would like to invite a parent to the podium to talk a little bit about the importance of in-person instruction. Please welcome Maria Vasquez, a mother of two pre-K students here at Dawes Elementary.
Buenos días, me llamo María Vázquez y soy una orgullosa mamá de la Escuela DAS.
We're going to take a quick 2-minute break for you right here on News Now from Fox. Coming up in the next hour, this is what we have that we are waiting on. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will be holding a briefing, and then we will also have an update in California by Governor Gavin Newsom on the very latest with vaccines and the COVID-19 surges that they are seeing in California. So we'll have all that coming up in the next hour here on News Now from Fox.
So
Yeah.
how many, do you know roughly how many students came to school today across the district?
No,
Rough
we
estimate.
don't,
You
we don't have
know.
that number
Okay.
yet, yeah.
Okay. And then for the mayor, a lot of reporters, including myself, we noticed that you did extend the stay-at-home order for the city of Chicago. Can you square your thought process with having teachers and some students back today and then also extending that stay-at-home order?
Yeah, I neglected earlier to mention that Dr. Allison Arter, our Commissioner of Public Health, is here. I'll invite her to go in. But we extended it as to make sure that it was aligned with, I think, what the state was doing. But we are making significant progress. Recall that when we put the stay-at-home advisory in place, we were seeing a really troubling increase in cases, percent positivity.
Fuck her. And all right, what's up, Steven? So I think they played with us like I was right. Cryptocurrency shops here, folks. Haven't been on in a while. There's a lot of stuff to catch up on. I was trying to show that stuff because I thought we were going to hear from Trump, but obviously we aren't hearing shit. So but we're back to crypto and the stock market. Let's get some gains. That's what it's about. I'm sitting here watching the charts. I know we got some of these folks we follow, listen to, and everything, and we're watching the market. Let me get on the stock market. I'm not sure, but we're watching the crypto market do its retrace. And now normally in these bull runs, we'll see like a three-wave bull run. And right now we're just seeing the first one. So it's pretty early. Obviously, man, there's a lot of shit that can still happen. With everything going on, waiting for this election shit to finalize. Nobody knows what the hell's going on, really. And we all have our own ideas and speculation, what we think is possibly happening. Just sitting tight, ready, preparing, watching this market, and just hopefully making the right plays. I know with everything going on, I'm not going to take the chance to sit on the sidelines and wait for like the perfect play. I'll love it for it to go down there. I'm just also worried about these markets not being open for us, as we're already starting to see across the board where people are having problems. And nobody probably knows why. But I'm sure we have our feelings. I was looking, I think last night and a little bit this morning. Again, I'm going to look again. Steven, I'm going to take a look at that today. After the market goes off, the stock market and everything, I will look into that because I want to find that too. I want to see where that wave brings us down to. I can kind of go to this one right here. Might as well just take a look at it while I'm on and try to see. I think I had some looks at it, but I'm curious. I'm still going to take the chances here, even if we get that next dip down, which is very likely. I don't know if I can get it on the whole on just one day. Probably can. So we got fooled by Fox, huh? Damn, Steve. Yeah, a lot of you guys, man. A lot of you guys are taking some risks, man. You guys are freaking ballsy motherfuckers. That's all I know. I puss out every time. I just keep pussing out. Look at this volume, though, man. Look at the volume. This thing's. Who's the lurker? Yeah, I don't know. I had no idea. Could be somebody. Show your face. I'm not showing mine. I mean, no, mine's not on there. I'll appear when Trump appears and when we get shit straight and my beard's ready for XRP to moon. Growing this fucker out until Trump's in office again or XRP takes off. Is this? I must have to go to a different one because this is Tether. I got to see a different one. I need there's got to be one with longer history on here, right? Yeah. It's funny though because it's like if this was the first wave, that's what we're doing now, and then that's the second wave, and then that was the third wave. So like there's this first, second, third wave, and you can see on a scale just how massive it is. And look at the volume. Yeah. CTXC, have a look at that 40% down today. Son of a gun. It's insane. Look at that. Look at that second wave. 1300%. I mean, give or take, wherever it was. Well, let's open up this first one. We'll try to take a look at that next one. Dang. 1300 again. Looks like a two-week run. probably what it's been about right now, hasn't it? And the thing is this is where we could be right here, just a blip of the start of the whole thing. I mean, Bitcoin's absolutely exploded, and it's a little interesting watching it go to double and not bring everything else up there. It was like with that first wave, Steven, I think that was like 16 days. This next one was, I'm going to look at this. I want to go down to this small one first. This is what, and it's almost like this. It's like, this is where we could be right in here on this, what's going on right now, like right in here, could be. It was about 6 days, 120%. Next one was 1,300% in about 16 days. And this is just this is the next one. Another 2-3 weeks, 19 days ish. 1,200%. And I believe this other one was about the same. Another 15. And a little bit longer, about 25 days or so. So 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I mean, again, timing's, that's the biggest thing, is trying to match timing. But this is nothing. This is literally nothing. This makes me feel it's that little blip. That's all it is so far. So look at that, huh? 2, 3, 4. So, I mean, yeah, could be sitting on that very first one right now. That's it. The very first one. There's 3. There's 2. It could be this one right here. I mean, because it's very possible. I mean, I know Chris he's going by the gaps, and there's some data to show that. I mean, I get it. And I think a handful of us are strong with the entire crypto market dipping. But here's the other thing: is like there's so many different things I look at. Like this entire scoop is like the first scoop of the second scoop that comes like out, and you'll see that same pattern like inside other things too, like right here. And you'll see it in a lot of the moves right now. And it's kind of like the same thing, like you'll see these scoops. It's the same thing as C, and we might have, okay, so there's 3, 1, 2, 3. So like, what is this? One big one, but internal, I don't know. Is there 1, 2, 3 here and 1, 2, but there's way more than 3 there. I don't know. I've seen them on a lot of the plays right now, like CeeLo, CGLD has it, and they look like they were following. They post up there the other day. Because they spiked, came down, and it's funny because I think a lot of these chart patterns show it on the tiny scale and then develop the same thing on the bigger scale. Just like a lot of those wedge patterns I was finding on XRP and Bitcoin, and that's how I was finding a lot of them. They just click in your head when you see them, and then they form again, and they form again on the bigger time frame, and they form again on the next bigger time. It's just like I said, it just keeps coming and going, same thing. But I forgot to look back, I guess, at that retrace, right? That's what I wanted to see too. So even if this was, and I bet if I broke this down in there, I might find it on there. I don't know. Let's see. That's somebody. Ooh, I got another one coming. Maybe. Damn. Oh, excuse me. Right. Double COVID. So, said what? About 100, about 1,200%. I mean, it's already. This is on a big day scale too, which I have to. That's the thing, is I have to put it on another screen and break it down. Pussy fluff. Well, it's weird because, I mean, what's different is that it came down so far already. So, I mean, even if it, and it's just, there's so many different things. Like, if I was going to say that, then this would have been it, tailed off slow before the next run up, but the thing is, I'm in the big scoop pattern, and it started to level out in the bigger picture. We hit our bottom and we've gone up. I mean, The thing is, I do have a tough time seeing it go that low, but in the bigger scale, it's nothing. Like to go. Because let's put it up there and just look at it that way. That's the 6 cents. I mean, again, on the bigger scale, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. I mean, being such a new market then and even still now, it's so tough to get exact, precise movements as you did before. The thing is you're not going to get identical. So let's say, fine, it came down. We're in the scoop. This is it. Now we're going up. We're going to the second level. I could totally say that, and I could say that, and now we got R1, R2, R3, right? Oh, son of a biatch. Got our scoop, right? They could say that. Oops. Spare ribs, huh? This is a good day for Chinese. Nice, good, spicy something. Nice egg roll. Crab ragout. I never liked that duck sauce. I like it now with that. But yeah, so I can argue that's what we're doing right now. Freaking sharp though, like really sharp. Yeah, man, what the Chinese getting delivered to your front door? Did you have it delivered? Did you say that? You're making me hungry. Oh, just yeah. It's hovering this 27 spot right now too. No, it just started. Half hour ago, 20 minutes ago. I don't know, man. I've been going back and forth with it because I can find both sides of it so much, and I just try to look at which one they're playing us on here. I just, as much as we chat in that other one, man, I could see what some of them are saying, and I watch them, and then I go and look at it myself, and other stuff keeps popping at me. So that's why I just keep buying on any dip, because I'm so 50-50, and I don't trust anything going on right now. And they're going to be blocking us on these exchanges and suspending and delisting and whatever else is going on. And we know when people get jumping in, man, everything acts funny too. So that's the other issue. But we definitely got stuff's definitely happening. I mean, we hit a damn trillion, man. Bitcoin's making headway. Any of us that have been in it for some time, you have people that you talked to in the past coming up to you now and mentioning shit and talking about crap. But it's still the Wild West. That's what's crazy. It's still the Wild West. What is, hey Rug, I don't know if there is, man. I think I shut that. I don't know what. I think that was just someone. Someone went on the stream and said he just thinks that was Fox clickbait, because they talked about all the bullshit that they were going to show, and they were talking about Newsom and some other thing. Dude, if Trump's speaking, damn, Newsmax or OAN's going to put it on. It's going to be on something. Well, that link. Well, I sent this one because I was going to copy and put it on. So that one link was to the Newsmax one. Yeah, that was on there. That whoever had it up, and then I just went live and put it up there just because. But some guy came on there and just said he thinks it might have been probably clickbait for Fox. I mean, but I was still interested in seeing it, just to see what the hell was going on. I thought it was a little weird that it was a whole bunch of fucking push towards a whole bunch of push with the vaccination in Texas and everything, and they were talking about all that shit there, needing to get the vaccination for everybody in Texas, which fuck that governor. He can take it. And then they went to Tampa Bay, I guess, somewhere in Tampa, and talked about how January is human trafficking awareness, and January 11th, which is today, is actually Human Trafficking Awareness Day. And they talked about a big sting that they're doing really well on, blah, blah, blah. And then they showed the people that were a part of it in Michigan, that governor, the one with the big forehead and eye pops and the sign language thing that was there on the side. No, I don't know. They just pay him up talking about some other crap. Then some other lady came on and talked about the schools being back in and not mandating all the tests and everything, but telling them they highly recommend it. Which, when you put pressure like that, man, that's the thing is they're not stupid, man. They're not fucking stupid. And people got to understand that they're not going to come out and just tell you, because they just got to test. They just got to test, like, at the Capitol building, how many people are in support of this. They're just not going to come out and say, it's mandatory. They're going to cause havoc if they do that. So what they do is they put pressure on you. And I've seen it with my own kids, man. The pressure's on them. And it's a struggle to help them understand and teach them without looking like a fucking fool. They'll pressure these kids, man. They will. They're pressuring them, making them feel like, you're not helping society, or you're making other people die, and you have to. They're not even listening to their parents. No, you don't. No, you don't. And what are you supposed to do, man? That's a hard spot right now. It's fucked up, man. There's a lot of fucked up shit going on right now, and I'm not too happy about it. Anybody get their Mike 3 coins? Oh shit. Hang on a second. That's one of the penny guys right here. Let's check them out. Oh yeah, we hit 5. Whoop whoop! Takeoff time. There it is, folkies. Yip yip. Come on. Goddamn Blink just still fucking soaring, man. Every time it dips, it's like perfect time to buy. Perfect time to buy. God, that's one of my biggest mistakes of the year right there. Well, there's 3 of them. It's Blink, it's Mara, and Riot. Put them out for y'all. I just didn't fucking take them myself. So I'm an idiot. This is what it is, but this needs to take off is what this needs to do. Gosh damn, that thing always fucking goes back. And I'm curious where it'll go, because this is the time I kind of want to buy and catch a dip, but it looked like it touched the 5, so I'm not quite ready to do that. Stupid. I think a lot of people are waiting for Trump to speak on something. Man, it's freaking came all the way down, dude. What is this, Steven? You think they will set a price on XRP? You sent 400 to your wife when XRP crashed. What, like just today? Like recently? You sent her? It was $12 less when she received it. The bank doesn't know where the money went. What bank was it? That's interesting. I'm curious to know more. I mean, there's some people out there that talk about that, like, but I think it's set up to be so fast. It's not. It's still going to be pretty much worth whatever that exchange is. It's going to be. It's right by the time it gets to whatever it's changing to or being sent to. Depends how it's set up too. Is it set up just to hold on to XRP? Then yeah. Like when was that? God, Rudy's saying that damn on the daily XRP the pivots S1 show 3 cents. That's down there, man. Just don't. I don't know if they're gonna let us get that. It just doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't. It really doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me. Oh, look at this fucking bounce. Love it. Love it. Came back down and nice. It's gonna build up. And go back. Fuck, I forgot about this one. Oh, it's still sitting there since then. Oh, fuck it. It's really holding on that 27 here last little bit, huh? this thing to freaking break out, get to 32. God, just get to 32 already. I mean, my buy's at the 31. I've already got my profits, everything, but I only have 3 days left on that. What do I have? 4 days left on that. What was that good till the 15th? That's Friday? Yeah. So that's Friday. Man, still got some time. Just break through, man. Get one of those nice runs. Open up tomorrow like this gap here. Open up. So I finally need to be on that side of it. 25, 31. And open up at 27. Like just a couple bucks up. That's cool. Open up at 33 tomorrow. That'd be freaking great. Open up at 33. I'm hoping there's a couple like that. Just sitting right on the brink. Gonna lose a little bit on one of them. It is what it is. As much as I should probably take the week off, I think I'm gonna go get a goddamn bottle of bourbon and enjoy it this week. This market's about toast for me on the stocky market. What's it closing at? And a little bit slow today. Yeah. Oh, Chris is on. I'll leave mine up and mock him out while he's going. Would be good. Steve, you think he's the lurker? Steven, you think Chris is the lurker? He's not the lurker. He's the lurker. He's gonna smile. If he's the lurker, he's gonna smile. That smile for the lurker. He's gonna be strong. He'll be tough. Hey, gotta have a good poker hand. Oh, that bird. Oh, I want to meet that bird, man. I want to meet that bird. Yeah, it's been up. I was gonna say the thing. I noticed it earlier. Oof, still pumping. Both banks use Ripple, Barclays, Bark. Okay. I'm trying to follow you on that, Stephen. So I thought they had something. I thought they had something set up where it's still within holds once it secures that. That's like when you're doing transfers. I thought there was something on their system where it won't allow you to lose that kind of money because that was the whole thing of. I thought Brad was talking about that with a few people because that would be the first thing everybody talks about is that about the volatility when it's being moved. Obviously, people could get eaten up. You can't. Like, great, might get it faster, but people don't want to be losing money, even though they're probably saving thousands, hundreds of thousands. And there might be a cap on it too. I don't know. I thought I remember something being talked about on that whole thing. So, Stephen, where do you live, and where does your wife at? Where is she? She's in. Playing its second wave. Fuck. Wrong one. Fuck.